If you're doing the crack.
Why is crack so frowned upon, but cocaine isn't? It's like kind of the same thing. It's like cocaine is socially acceptable.
I think because...
But it's like you pull out a crack pipe, everybody's like, whoa.
Wait a minute, dude. You're smoking crack? Hit a big fucking...
Literally, you're just snorting
massive
crack.
rail. But I think it's because we, like, glamorize cocaine. Like, you know the movie Blow with Johnny Depp? Or, like, Scarface. Like, he's in the club, and there's a bunch of, you know, fancy shit going on, and he's hitting lines, and, like...
And in that same movie, they can be a crackhead on the street, and it's like, everybody fucking hates them.
Yeah, I know. The crackhead is, like, frowned upon, but the cokehead is encouraged.
What if there's...
Which is weird.
What if there's crackheads because they think that doing crack is the equivalent of cocaine, so they think they're cool when they're doing it, and they think they're rich and famous, so that's why they keep doing it?
In it. One of these days I'll be famous for doing crack. I know it. I just know it. I'm going to be famous.
I don't want to try certain drugs, but I want to know what it feels like to be addicted to something like that, like heroin or something. Like, what is the thought process?
Like an actual, like physical addiction?
Yeah. Like, I want to know what they think, like, before they do it and during they're doing it.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like, you know, I started smoking cigarettes when I was, like, 18 or whatever. And, like, I try not to buy packs of cigarettes. But whenever I'm stressed out, I'm like, oh, a cigarette sounds really good right now.
But why? I don't understand.
Yeah, see,
that.
I don't know why either. And I hate the taste. Like, I hate the taste of cigarettes. I hate smoking them.
But it really eases you?
Still do. I don't know if it really does or because I want it to that it does. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's a hard habit to get out of. Don't smoke cigarettes, kids.
It's weird.
Don't do it.
I was watching a video of a guy, he was explaining his addiction to meth, and he was like, you get addicted to it because, like, cocaine and heroin, they what's the word? Increase your dopamine by like 400%, whereas meth is like 1500%. So you're like super high, and he said it's like the greatest feeling ever. Actually, he said the first time he did it, he nutted on himself. Because it's like everything is enjoyable. And he was like, you get addicted because you're so high and you're coming down and you don't want it to come down, so you just keep doing it. And that's how you overdose and shit.
You binge on it then.
Yeah.
Or you come all the way down and you're like, shit, life sucks. Like,
yeah.
Like, if I can't be high like that all the time, like,
that's exactly what he was explaining. Like, the classes, because he was in college, calculus and all the shit he was taking was so enjoyable on meth. Like, he could go to class and just ace everything.
Oh my god. But the con is that you're on meth.
And it eats your fucking face.
Gross, dude.
And it's
so
like
gross.
So inexpensive because he says like it's so frowned upon that nobody really wants to buy it. So it's like you can get so much for cheap.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'll stick to my psychedelics, I think. I'll just stick to the psychedelics and stay away from the hard shit. I'm not trying to be high. I'm just trying to get to a different plane. I'm trying to get to another level.
Like sober? Like with your own mind?
I think there are people that can do it sober, like the monks that like meditate for hours a day, practice what do they practice? Asceticism or something like that. Like they don't eat, they don't drink, they just sit and they just like meditate. It's like an extreme form of like discipline, like the most disciplined you could ever be, and they just don't they don't eat, they don't drink, they literally just meditate. And I think if you do that long enough and you focus hard enough, you could probably unlock that part of your mind that psychedelics do without any help.
Yeah.
Because I've been reading this book called The Doors of Perception by Aldous Huxley, and what he did, so the first half of the book, he takes mescaline, which is a natural psychedelic found in cactus, and he sat in a room and there were a bunch of scientists around him, and he's like a scientist, he's like a psychologist or whatever, and he's writing down his mescaline experience as he's experiencing it. And then the second half of the book, he's reflecting on it. And like the second half of the book,
right after he's done with the high?
I don't know if it's right after he's done with it, or if he's like watching the recording of himself or reading what he wrote while he was on it and then reflecting on that. But he came to the conclusion that in everybody's brain, there's like a part of it that is like locked. It's locked off. Like a part that you don't normally reach within like your natural like conscious state. So the drugs help you get there, and the drugs are the key to unlocking it. And it's like a totally different. You're not gonna fit back there.
What drug was this?
It's called mescaline. It's like a pure form of like a. It's found in cactus, and they use it to make peyote, or peyote, or whatever. It's a very, very strong psychedelic, like stronger than anything you can get off the street.
See, I think that's cool and stuff, but I don't like the people who they take psychedelics and they just like they think they know everything. You know, like they take them like find answers and like you got to take this drug to because I really do think you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
And of course, it's hard.
If anything, I think taking psychedelics, I understand that I know absolutely nothing. Like, I understand that I know very, very little about everything, you know?
Yeah.
Like, there's so much that you can't comprehend.
Yeah.
It just will never, I don't think anybody will ever figure it all out. I don't think we'll ever get answers for everything that we want to know.
I feel like one day there's going to be something invented. I don't even know how to describe it, but where you can put like a camera in your brain or something like that, where like you can record your dreams and like yourself.
That would be sick.
Like, it has to be in the works.
That'd be really sick.
I can't be the only one thinking about that.
Like, you ever watch Black Mirror?
Mm-hmm.
There's an episode where you wear these contacts that record everything you do throughout the day. So like you can like if you blink like you blink 3 times in a row, it brings up like a menu, and you can go back to specific parts of your day and like watch what you were watching then. Yeah, and so the longer you wear them, the more files you have. So this guy's wearing them for 10 years. He can go all the way back.
Like, what happens to his body?
To when he put
he's
them
just
in.
like seeing it, but he's still standing there.
Yeah, he's just seeing it. Like, it's just they're just contact lenses you put in. It's a really, really good episode. Like, he fails a job interview or whatever, and so he goes back to the job interview and he's just like watching himself, and he's just like in pain. You can just tell he's in pain the whole time because he was fucking up. And
that's kind of like an idea I thought of years ago, where I was thinking like our eyes are like cameras, and like when you take a camera, it like snaps. Every time we blink, it's like a picture and like a memory. So if we're doing something fun and we're blinking a lot, we remember it more. But that's when I was a kid. It was just a crazy idea.
I mean, I could see that. There were people, I don't remember who it was, but there was like a fiction book where the main character had a photographic memory, and she would like blink and then would have like a screenshot or like a still of everything that was there, and she could pick out everything. So like if I blinked right now and held that, like years from now, I could find that in my head and then tell you what exactly was on the table, what's in the room, and like all the details.
That's some supernatural shit.
That is.
Like, I saw a guy on YouTube. They like took him in a helicopter and drove around London or something like that. He's never been there, and he just like viewed everything. And then they took him to a room like this and put like a paper around the whole room, and he drew the whole city.
I think I've seen that.
And then like
before.
drew the cracks in the windows that were on the buildings and shit.
Oh my god,
it's crazy.
That is insane. I wonder if it's a blessing or a curse. Remember every single imperfection you see. Like,
yeah,
God.
It's true. And speaking of London and memories, they say like cab drivers in London, like when they memorize, because it's like hard to memorize London streets or whatever, when you memorize it, like those people are usually smarter than the average people, because they like unlocked a part of their brain that people normally don't, because their memory is like ridiculous.
That's wild.
Because they memorize the whole map.
That's crazy. For like the year that I was delivering pizzas, like within maybe 3 or 4 months, I would see some addresses pop up, and I could just drive there. Like, I could almost close my eyes and drive there.
The street name
too. Well, because the street name, the address, and I'd been there before, and they're regulars.
Yeah.
But it almost felt like I could close my eyes and go there on my own.
That's weird.
Rather than having to plug it into my GPS all the time.
What's the craziest experience you had driving?
Delivering pizzas?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. So, okay. This is a good story. So, there's a trailer park. If you drive on Clinton all the way up, it's called DuPont Triangle.
Yeah.
Do you know the story of the murders that happened there?
Is that where they chopped up that Mexican girl? Put her in the trash?
Yeah. So there was a little girl, and they cut her up. I I don't remember who it was. I don't remember all the details, but they cut her up, and they froze the pieces of her. Like, they had her in a freezer somewhere for a certain number of years, and then the cops finally showed up, and they found the pieces or whatever, and it was super gruesome, bloody. I got pizzas that, like, the address would take me there, and none of the trailers have numbers on them, so it would say trailer number this, and it'd be pitch black, and I'm by myself carrying pizzas, and I'd have to, like, I'd like knocked on 3 or 4 different trailers before I found the one that was. And I walk, I'd walk up to these trailers, and it's just like, there are decent, like, mobile home parks. Like, there are really decent ones. This is not one of them. Everything looks like it's been wet. Even in, like, the driest summer heat, everything looks like it's been wet and moldy and, like, gross. And, like the wooden steps up to this trailer were, like, falling apart. Like, I stepped on them, I could feel them, like, squeeze, and there was, like, some, like, yellow liquid that would, like, drip out. Yeah. And I walked up there, dude, and the smell. Oh, it smelled so rank.
You smell the meth cooking?
Damn near. It damn near might have been it. And there's this kid playing Call of Duty, and I walk up, I can see him through the screen, and I'm knocking, and he's screaming at the fucking screen. He looks at me, and he plays, dude, and he finishes the match, and then comes and buys his pizza, and doesn't tip me.
Why'd you fucking leave?
And doesn't tip me. Because I could see him. I could see him right fucking there.
It's like domination, the first side of it.
Oh my god.
It's like 70-70.
It's like, yeah, bro, I'll come get it. Just let me finish this match of domination.
He's like 340.
340.
I was thinking that today, like, at Shelf Park, they LARP there.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the demographic for LARPers always the same? Like,
They're
no offense, they're always white, and then they're always huge and sloppy
They're
as
always
shit.
fat. I think it's because the very first person to start it was probably like that, so he attracted more people that were like him, or her.
It's weird.
It can be both now.
It's like, does that demographic cling to like medieval shit and like video games, or does like the video games and that shit make them? You know what I mean? Because it's always like the same people.
I think it makes them, because I think what they see is all those people, that demographic that we're talking
just
about.
Feel accepted.
Yeah. Some of them see that and they go, "Wow, I could fit in there." I don't like medieval shit. I don't have any armor. They could show up in fucking cardboard armor with like a paper towel tube as a sword, and they'd still fit in because they'd see them and they'd look alike. And they would take them in,
They're all PAWGs.
It's PAWGs. You can start calling them pods.
Fat ass white girls, fat ass white guys.
I was gonna say fat ass white dudes. Call them pods. Pod. Fat ass white dudes, or they could be PAWGs, fat ass white knights, since they're medieval.
And they always love Mountain Dew, Taco Bell.
Doritos.
What's some other shit they love? Cheetos. Like, just shit that makes your fucking fingers dirty.
Anything that leaves the dust on your fingers that you can fucking...
It's like, they think it's extra flavor, but it's just like what they've been eating.
Yeah. It's just the leftover from what they've been eating. And they always wear the extra large, and 1 basketball shorts with the white tube socks that go up.
And then the blue and orange Starberries for like $12.
Oh my god!
At Stephen Barry's.
The Stephen Barry's. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
You don't know what that is? It's like the old Navy. It's not there anymore.
No, I remember the shoe. I had multiple
Starburst?
pairs of the shoe. Yeah, because they were like $10 a shoe, and my mom's like, "Okay, sure," and I bought like. They ended up spending $30 because the first pair would fall apart within weeks. It would literally fall apart within weeks. So I had like 2 or 3 pairs, and then my mom's like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna buy you these anymore." It's like, "Mom, but everybody has them."
Those were like Jordans before Jordans.
They were the affordable Jordans.
$10.
Damn near.
It's like $1 for a lace, $1 for a sole.
They priced them at like what it took for them to make them.
They just give it to you in like a random ass Converse box. It's not even the right brand.
It's a repurposed like.
And like where the toe is, it's not like that one paper. It's like Arby's wrapper. Like shoving random shit up there.
Just tin foil.
That's like part of the shoe. You get something random.
You get a random surprise. You get a random wrapper. You get an In-N-Out wrapper. Oh, we don't have these on the East Coast.
I've had In-N-Out. It's not that good.
It's not? Oh, that's upsetting.
And I unfortunately got like some stale ass fries, and I didn't even finish them. And I usually, no matter if it like tastes kind of bad or whatever, I'll finish everything. Mm-hmm. That's like one of the rare times I didn't even finish my meal.
Really?
Which is a pretty bad experience.
Sometimes you can really fuck up French fries. If you're really fucking up French fries, you need a different job. You need a different job. You need to go get your shit together.
It's not they fucked them up. It's just you could tell that they were sitting under that light forever, and they were hard as shit.
Yeah, see, like, I made a lot of French fries at Ziffles. I made a lot of fucking French fries at Ziffles. And, like, I never tried to send out the French fries that I wouldn't want to eat. Like, I don't want to eat those, like, you know, those brown French fries that have, like, no center to them. Like, the potato's totally dissipated, but the outside of it's really, like, rock hard. And you get it, and it's like eating one of those.
It's like a fucking veggie stick.
It's like
those
veggie
chips.
Yeah, it's exactly what it's like.